Hi everybody, this is Tasso, and today we're going to talk about productivity. What is productivity to you? When do you consider being productive? See, when I ask this question to people, the intuitive answer is that they say when they get a lot of things done, when they finish their to-do list, when they get more done in a shorter period of time, when they work fast, when they're in the flow, in the zone, and they have a high throughput day. I'm going to share with you another way of looking at this that might change the way you look at productivity. I come from a very high-performant, big corporate environment, and I talk to many colleagues and peers, and some more successful, some less successful. I've been very obsessed with productivity. I've been reading blogs and articles and a lot of books about this. And what it came down to, and if you share the same interest for this topic and you would have done the same thing, you came down to the same conclusion that it does not matter how many things you get done in the day. What matters is doing the right things. And even when you look at the right things, it doesn't matter really doing a lot of these right things. Just doing the right thing matters. See, being productive is highly individual. I mean, who could possibly judge if you're productive? You have a different sense of productivity. Your boss has a different sense of productivity. Your spouse, your friends have a different sense of productivity. It's a highly individual thing. And I would go even one step further and I would say it's an emotional thing. Because you are not productive. You feel productive. Look at those bad days when you sit at work and you get things done, and actually while you're doing something, you think of something else and you say, maybe I should be doing something else. Maybe I should be doing this instead. Or at the end of the day, same thing, you come home and the whole day was like, oh my God, I did this, I actually did some stuff, but I should have done maybe that. And remember those good days where you come home, everything worked fine, and at the end of the day, before going to bed, you look at the day back and say, oh my God, this was a great day. I wish I had more of these days. And see, I was saying the same thing. I wish I had more of these days. And I was obsessed with that feeling. I wanted to understand what generated this feeling and how could I copy and redo this feeling so that it comes again and again. What made that feeling? And it all boiled down to one simple thing. It is all about constructing and being intentional about your day. It's asking yourself one simple question, which is, what would make the day a day to be proud of? That's all you have to do. You ask yourself that question, what would make the day a day to be proud of? And I'm not talking, when I say day, I'm not talking about the 8-hour workday. I'm thinking of the day in its entirety. I'm thinking of the whole day, of the entirety. And this is not something that now you can do and think about it in a minute. Oh, what could make the maybe. No, this is about sitting really down and thinking this through. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples to help you with this process. So, you might be, for instance, somebody that has installed a morning routine. And one thing that will make the day a day to be proud of might be that you actually run through this morning routine on every single day. Now, morning routines is a very important topic, I find, and I'm very passionate about it. And I will cover this for sure in another post. For now, let's keep it like this and say this could be one element that you want to look at your day, which will make the day a day to be proud of. Another element could be that you want to see some progress in some short-term goals. So you might want to exercise more, move more, or you want to hydrate more, you want to drink more water, or you want to just take the stairs instead of the elevator. So these short-term goals, making any progress in this will give you that feeling. So you say, okay, these are the things that I want to track and I will have a look at this. Another thing would be looking at your long-term goals. You know, what are the long-term goals that you have? It might be that you want to learn a skill, you might learn a language, or you might want to relook at your career and give it another direction. So look at these long-term goals and say, okay, if I would do, if I would show progress in these long-term goals, if I just move ahead a little bit, this will make the day a day to be proud of. And then, very important, your behavior. If there's something that you wanted to change, so for instance, you wanted to be calmer with your kids, you wanted to be more understanding with your spouse, you wanted to be more open in listening to your colleagues at work. If you would make progress in this regard, this is also something that would make the day a day to be proud of. And of course, let's not forget the play. You know, it's not all about doing things. It's also about taking some time for yourself in order to rejuvenate and in order to re-energize and come alive. So again, some things and some elements that might make the day a day to be proud of is that you take some time for yourself, that you watch a movie, that you play with the kids, that you clean up, whatever makes you feel that you recharge. Now, don't get hung up on this list. This list is not exactly what you need to be doing. It's an example of the things and elements that I identified for me would be, if I would be honest to myself, those elements that if I would progress in any of these, it will make the day a day to be proud of. What it boils down actually is that you have a kind of a contract with yourself. You have this upfront contract with yourself. You promise to yourself something that you want to do, then you do this, and at the end of the day, you get this feeling, this amazing feeling of accomplishment, and that the day was a day to be proud of, and the day was something that you want to have again and again, these kind of days. Now, how do you get started? These examples were some of them that you might be looking at, but for instance, for you, if you want to get started, one example that I could give you is about if you, at the end of the day, picture yourself running a journal. And now, I don't know if you're somebody who journals. I do, because I think this is similar to the morning routine, something that is very, very critical to close the day and take the lessons of the day. But let's say, even if you're not, just picture yourself doing this and thinking, what would I like to capture in my journal? What would make an epic journal post? What would I like to see happening or have seen happening that I would like to capture it? It's important enough that I would like to capture it. This is one way of doing it. And this is a way for you to construct and be intentional about the day. Now, one more thing at the very end. As I mentioned before, this is not something that comes very easy. In particular, if you're not doing this before, if you have been more reactive in your day, if you have jumped in the day, woke up, run to the office, getting through email, and be rather responsive than proactive, this is gonna not be so easy for you in the beginning. But don't get discouraged, okay? This is very, very important that you don't get hung up or don't get discouraged by small missteps or failures. Going through this again and again will help you identify those elements that are actually very important to you. Because once you do this, you will identify those elements that actually you want to have in your day and in your life, and you will make them more present. And you will identify those things that you thought were important for you, but at the end of the day, demonstrated not to be as important, and you can throw them in the bin. So this is what I wanted to share with you today about. It's all about constructing your day, being intentional about the day, and asking yourself the very simple question, what would make the day a day to be proud of? It changed my life, it changed my day. I'm sure it's going to help to change your day. Of course, only if you actually implement it and take the time to reflect a little bit about those things that matter to you in your life and that are important for you. Thank you very much for watching this. I really appreciate it. I hope it helped you. I hope it served you. I hope it, in some way or another, it opened up your eye and you might consider doing this. Until the next post, all the best. Have a very, very creative, productive, and wonderful day.